Do you know, I can't even believe we are asking this question. What would it take for Man City to sack Pep? Like, we all have all seen their crazy form, how bad of a run they're on, like 1 win in 11 matches. Like, I can't believe we're talking about Man City and Pep in the same like sentence here. But yeah, man, they're in a crisis. They're going through hell, and I can't lie, I don't feel sorry for them at all. Like, as a Chelsea fan, I know what it's like. The past like 2 or 3 seasons have been hell on earth. Like, we've gone through these similar situations where we just can't see our next win, you know what I mean? So in a weird kind of way, I feel like Man City fans like need this. They not deserve it. No one deserves to go through hell, you know what I mean? But they need it because it kind of weeds out the fakes, you know what I mean? The fake fans get found out about if they truly support the club or they just support a team that's winning. Chelsea have had it. We've seen it firsthand. Like, as a Chelsea fan, I've seen a few Chelsea fans that claimed they were Chelsea fans, but obviously after the past few seasons, they've all gone quiet, you know what I mean? You don't see them much anymore. Obviously, they might come back recently because they're doing really well. But, you know what I mean? The past few years, they've gone very quiet compared to how it was when they won Champions League back in 21. You know? So it's like, I feel like this kind of time for Man City, it could be, trying to think of a silver lining for them, it could be a good thing where you kind of weed out the fake fans, the real ones stay, and they'll be benefited eventually. Like, Man City eventually will get out of this crisis. They will win a game of football, and they will get out of whatever ruts they're in, you know. It's a matter of time, of course it is. The club's too big, the squad's too good, obviously the injuries are there, but obviously the manager's too good as well. So it's like, they will get there eventually, but for the time being, obviously being a Chelsea fan and being every non-Man City fan out there, let's enjoy it, my dudes. Alright, it's not going to last forever, so while they're losing games, I'm going to be smiling every single time. But as to the topic of this video, like, would Man City sack Pep? Like, what would it take? You know what I mean? Would they have to lose every competition they're in? Get knocked out of Champions League, for example? Get knocked out the Cup, you know? Obviously, maybe lose... No, I'm not sure about the title race in terms of Premier League, but maybe get knocked out of top 4 and not much of a chance to get into the Champions League next season. That's quite a way down the road. We're still got like 22 games to play yet, you know what I mean? So it's a long way to go in the season. After being accustomed to so much success for Man City for the past like 4, 5, whatever many years in a row, they've won like cups after cups after cups, Champions League, Premier Leagues, every domestic cup. It's kind of crazy. And now we're talking about sacking the manager. Like, what is going on? It's a crazy world we live in, my dudes. It's a crazy world. But for my opinion as to why they are in this situation, you know what I mean? Why they're doing so bad and why they are kind of in a 1-11. 1 win in 11 is insane. But I think it mostly stems back to the summer, the transfer window. I'm sure some Man City fans may understand and agree with me on this. The players they sold and the players they signed was a madness. It was an absolute madness. On the back of winning 4 leagues in a row, you know, they kind of got a lot of things right. Of course they have. But they got a lot wrong as well. And especially last summer, just gone, where they sold some of their best squad players and then signed some absolute tragic ones. It's crazy. Now, obviously, there are some players you can't replace, no matter who you buy, for example. I mean, as a Chelsea fan, for example, if Chelsea lost, touch wood, fingers crossed it doesn't happen, but like Cole Palmer, for example, you can't replace Cole Palmer because he's that key. Same with like Man City and Rodri, that's where I'm getting at, you know what I mean? If you can't replace Rodri, he's that good, Ballon d'Or winner, you know what I mean? He's that level where like he's irreplaceable. But there's other parts around the squad that can make up for it as a team, you know? They can like fill in where he leaves, but obviously play a different way or something. I'm not sure, but you know, there's other players in the squad that can fill the gap, can like make it less of a loss if he's not in the team, and they seem to be not doing that very well. Like, Gundogan is not Rodri, obviously, neither's Kovacic, obviously, I mean, Calvin Phillips, we're not even going to bring him into conversation, but he's not that guy. But those 3 players right there were meant to be like, not a Rodri replacement, but if obviously Rodri can't play like 70 games a season for Man City, so obviously he needs rest every now and then. And those 3 players were meant to be, you know, somewhat of a replacement for Rodri when he's rested, for example, right? And none of them can do it. Like, obviously, right? They're not that level, but when they do lose Rodri, they lose everything. So in saying all this, I feel like it wouldn't be fair on the owners of Man City to sack Pep because they let him down. You know what I mean? They've tried 3 different people to have like a Rodri replacement to a point, and none of them can do it. So it's like, it's not Pep's fault. Injuries happen in football, right? Every club, every team knows about injuries. and how like key players can really change the dynamic of a team. So they haven't really helped Pep, in my opinion. I think the owners and the recruitment team, or whatever's going on at Man City, the people above Pep have let Pep down. So if they were to sack him, it's a kind of a bit of a shot in your own foot a little bit, you know what I mean? But then on top of that, say they were to theoretically get rid of him, who do you replace Pep with at Man City? You know what I mean? There's very, very few, if any, coaches available right now that are of that level. I mean, dare I say Graham Potter goes to Man City if Pep leaves? Like, that, surely not. And speaking of Pep signing that contract a few months ago, do you think he regrets it? Do you reckon he's a bit like, oh, I don't know, I wish I never signed up now? Especially after what's gone on recently since that. I reckon a small part of him does. I think he's now realised the job at hand, you know what I mean? Is like, okay, this is a bigger job than maybe I first thought. He's actually got to rebuild. I don't know if Pep's ever had to rebuild a club before. He's always gone into the team and hit the ground running mostly. And obviously signed players and bought players from multiple clubs in multiple years and all this kind of stuff. Of course he's like had to sign players. But he's never had to like truly rebuild like half the team. Because it's aging, man. A lot of those players are getting on. And I think their best days are behind them for some of them. KDB for one. Ederson, Bernardo Silva. I think Jack Grealish is probably a bit over the hill, unfortunately. I don't know if they're that fire in the belly. For these guys that have won Premier Leagues like 4, 5, 6 times, whatever. That fire in the belly, maybe it's not quite as bright as it was. Which is one thing that Man U fans would always say about Sir Alex Ferguson. He knew how to like rejuvenate a team. To like create a new squad. Sign all these new players. And just like keep building that fire, keep that thing going, and their engine churning of just like success, success, success. This is now Pep's chance to do that. See if he's got it in him to rebuild Man City, to make them title-winning champions again. And I think it'll be a good time, I can't lie. I think January could be quite a busy time for them. And I think the summer especially, I think a lot of people may go off to Saudi Arabia in the summer from Man City. Just a small prediction, but I think it wouldn't be a surprise. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting time, and I'm looking forward to watching it. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about all this. Is Pep going to stay at Man City? Are they going to sack him? And do you see him getting it right? You know what I mean? Is he going to fix whatever the problem is at Man City? Because I got Villa soon, I'm pretty sure. And I don't even see him winning that. But yeah, unbelievable stuff, my dudes. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it as always. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. Comment down below your thoughts on this. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video talking about something about football. And in a bit.